I just wanted to talk about a little bit about raised garden beds. I had mentioned before about how we had figured out a way to do it cheaply, and that's what we're going to talk about today. This garden bed is about a 3 foot wide by 7 feet long and about 15 inches deep. Whenever I decided to do raised beds, I wanted to do it as cheaply as possible. So the cheapest way I found was to do it actually by pallets. You can get pallets for free at a lot of local home appliance stores and things like that. They just give them away. So that's what we did. We went and we gathered some, took them apart, and put this bed together. The longest part of the whole process was honestly taking the pallets apart. The rest of it was really easy. What I did was I just took planks. As you can see on this side, I took 4 planks about the same length. This one needs to be shortened a little bit. This side, these were just a little bit longer than the rest of it. But I took 4 planks about the same length and put in some, like you see on this side, some posts that were in the middle or on the sides of the pallets. And I just screwed them in. And on the ones in between, just made sure that they were screwed in about halfway. But that was really it. What I have underneath here is just cardboard to keep the weeds and the grass down, and then I filled it with some twigs and mulch and branches and things like that on the bottom. Then I put a center row of some hay. I'm testing this out a little bit. I'm trying to do a little bit of the autopilot gardener from MI Gardener. He says to put in a core, and that's going to help keep your soil moist where you don't have to water nearly as often. So that will come in handy during the summer months. So we're going to test that and see how that does in this bed. But this wasn't my very first garden bed, and I don't think it turned out too badly. I'm sure there are some things that I could have done a little bit differently to make it look a little bit nicer. I'm thinking about putting on like a lip, kind of framing this top in, maybe even painting it. I'm not 100% sure yet, but this is a basic bed. It was the only thing that really cost me to build this bed was just to pay for the screws. Now to fill this bed, like I said, I put the branches and the mulch and then the core of hay. And then I did have to go and buy some topsoil because our soil is not the best, so I didn't really have a place I could just go dig it up right here. So I did purchase some topsoil, but I was able to get some manure, some aged horse manure. It was at least 6 months old, had been aged, decomposed and everything. So I mixed that in with my topsoil, and so that is what my soil is for my garden bed. And of course I put mulch on top. This bed is our spring garden crop. It has things like broccoli, chard and kale and spinach, a salad bowl mix, a butternut buttercrunch lettuce, and some red cabbage on the end. That's what's in this bed. I do have some peppers and tomatoes, some other flowers and herbs and things like that I have started from seed, but they're for the summer garden bed, which I got to get started building those. I have about 11 more beds that I need to build, but once I have the pallet completely broke apart and I have all the wood together, it would take me probably not even an hour to put one of these beds together. So I probably could knock them out, get all the rest of them together, as long as I had the pallets broke down in a day, and if I had all day to do it, with no problem. But it was really, really simple. Like I said, the cheapest way I possibly found to build a garden bed was just to use pallets. This is a very, very small raised garden bed that I had done. I had some peas, as you can see along the fence, that really needed to get planted, and I hadn't had the other garden bed up yet. So what I did is I just took the top part of the pallet, just cut it right off, and then just stuck it there. I did dig out from underneath of it a little bit, put some good soil underneath because that's not very deep, and then just filled the rest up with some good soil, and planted my peas. My daughter decided to plant some lettuce there, and they are just climbing on up this fence. I think they look great. I really can't wait till they start blooming on my fence. These are two separate types of peas. This is a sugar snap pea, and this is a sugar pea, a snow sugar pea. I'm not entirely sure why it's yellowing and the other one's not, but I'm gonna have to do. I do have to do some fertilizing with it. That could be why. But other than that, this was another great idea. I was thinking about doing a few more like that for some flowers for my daughter. But again, another really simple way to make a small little garden bed. You could even do this and make it into a window box or something like that with this idea. So if you're looking for a cheap way to build raised garden beds, wanting to have a chance to actually, maybe you don't have a space that you have good soil and you need to bring soil in and you want to make it look nice, a raised garden bed is a way to go. We decided to do a raised garden bed for a couple of reasons. Is I have children and I have dogs. I did not want them running through my garden bed. So the raised garden bed does put up a little bit of a barrier. The dogs, I have caught them trying to jump through it before, but hopefully I'll get them broke from that and then they'll leave the beds alone. But that's my tip. The plants, like I said in here, I've started all of my plants this year from seed. The reason why I did that was because I could grow more from seed for a cheaper price than if I went out and actually bought individual plants. Because like the kale, the lettuce, and all of this and everything probably would have cost $1 or $2 a piece. I probably spent maybe $8 total in seeds, and I still have more seeds left. So so that's pretty cheap considering how many plants I have in this bed. But I will be doing a little bit more detail on another video on actually planting and starting seeds. I do still have a few that I need to get started, but they grow pretty quick. So I will be doing a video on that for you guys. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. If you want to see more videos from us, please like and subscribe. And please share so we can get information like this out to people. Like I'm sure people are looking for a cheap way of building a raised garden bed, and this is a great way to do it. So please share that with your friends. You never know who's looking, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. We'll see you later. Bye.